Hey, what's up guys? My name is Boda and welcome back to the Mining Stacker YouTube channel. Today's video, we have now hit yet another milestone in this road to the potential top of this bull market and leading us into altcoin season. Ethereum just hit a new all-time high. We got big news coming from the Fed, coming from Jerome Powell. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the ramifications, what indicators we're looking at, what's kind of going up, why we're saying that this is yet another step in the right direction, and what to look forward to next. Okay, if that sounds good, guys, stay tuned. Let's get right to this thing. So huge speech today from Jerome Powell over at Jackson Hole. Kind of not what we're expecting, right? And this is what we've kind of been talking about with the whole be bullish in a bull market thing, which again sounds kind of silly. The market doesn't make sense, right? If you've been around, you've been following closely, not just this cycle, previous cycles, you're a previous investor, whether it's crypto or TradFi, a lot of the stuff just does not make sense, right? If you look at what's been going on trending wise, inflation has been ticking up and most likely it's going to continue to pick up because we're going to continue to have inflation, especially with the big beautiful bill, continue spending, M2 going up. Yet Powell was dovish on the speech, and it looks like most likely we are still going to get that rate cut, right? Which is, I was expecting the speech to be hawkish, but us to most likely still get a cut just because that's what the market wants. I did not really expect him to come out full-blown dovish, basically, right? Powell indicates conditions may warrant interest rate cuts as Fed proceeds carefully. Again, we were expecting him to just continue the same rhetoric, saying just the same thing we've been hearing over and over. But the fact that he came out dovish, which was surprising, just essentially is guaranteeing those rate cuts in September. Okay, so just getting us, again, one step closer. So it's not just crypto that benefits from this. Again, this is all risk on assets. So again, whether you're a crypto investor, TradFi, precious metals, whatever it is, this is the time to be risk on. Okay, so I get it. The market's irrational. Just understand that the market and the real money wants it to happen, so it's going to happen, right? So this Q3, Q4 is going to be very bullish. Does that mean we're going to top for crypto in Q3, Q4? We don't know, right? That's why we're looking at these indicators. We're looking at the progression of this thing, and we're just looking at where the money is going. Okay, so whether it's a local top in October, November, December, or that's the top is yet to be seen. But I mean, there's going to be money to be made either way, right? So again, whether you're crypto, TradFi, again, we saw in the stock market today also. Stock market today, Dow jumps 800 points to record. S&P 500, NASDAQ soar as Powell's Jackson Hole finale fuels bets on September rate cut. So again, it's just continuing to accelerate. As we look at the Fed watch, again, this did increase again. It's up to 84% on Poly Market. Same thing. It's now up to a 78% for a 25 bip cut, 4% for a 50 plus. So essentially 82%. Okay, which again, doesn't mean these things are going to be correct. Doesn't mean that things can't happen between now and then. But as things stand, it's looking pretty freaking good, right? And again, it's really sparking the markets. Can this be, again, we've been saying that this, not even just this beginning the altcoin season, we've been saying we're already been in the beginnings of it. We're just kind of seeing it progress. Again, like we've mentioned, doesn't mean altcoin season's here. Next week, we're going to see all-time high. That's not how this works. This is like a 2 to 3 month thing. We're going to have ups and downs. We're going to go up. We're going to go down. Chances are BTC dominance may go up again. And you guys big into Benjamin Cowan, I would highly recommend tuning in and following his kind of thing because he's very big on the cycles, right? He's very big on looking at those patterns, what's happened in the past. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again, but again, we want to eye those trends because they may just repeat, just like we've seen other things repeat. Okay, and if they don't, then it becomes invalidated and we'll continue to move on, but we're going to look at all the data points. Okay, but right now, market sentiment is going in our direction. And just as far as like timelines, okay, so the next thing in line as far as the timeline go is the actual Fed cut itself if it happens, right? The next FOMC is in about 3 weeks. It's September 17th. That's going to be a very big date. Okay, so even if the market is fully pricing it in, it still doesn't fully price it in. And if it does happen, things are just going to continue to accelerate, right? And then the next thing to speculate on is the next Fed meeting around Halloween. right? Will it happen again? Or we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to see how everything kind of plays out. But again, it's just another step in the right direction. Okay, so not only as far as timeline goes with the 4-year cycle, but market sentiment, it, again, when things line up like this, it's kind of a big deal. Okay. And the other big thing, obviously, the market rallied. The big standout, though, is ETH. ETH, major milestone for altcoin season, hitting a new all-time high. It's currently at 4,870. So it's within that vicinity. It's hit it. It's gone up and down a little bit. But it's definitely outperforming Bitcoin, which is interesting, right? If you look at the 24-hour, Bitcoin's up 3.99%, which obviously is good. It's about 117 versus ETH, 15 freaking percent. Okay. And then it's not just ETH pumping, it's a lot of the other alts also. Okay, so as we look at XRP, it's up 7.5%, BNB 7.2%. It's at an all-time high also. Okay, so these are the types of things we want to look at, some of the other alts. But again, the major standout is ETH hitting the all-time high, which is typically the official start. Again, depending on people's metrics, right? Again, we're looking for these trends, we're looking for things to go on, but typically once ETH hits new all-time highs, that's really kind of setting the stage. Okay, so is it going to continue to 5K, 5,500, or do we hit resistance and go back down to 4,400? We don't know, right? Again, this is more over the next couple of months thing, but when we're hitting these things, we want to pay attention. Okay, another kind of funny thing to look at. Well, let's look at the some of the other stats that we're eyeing. Number one, the overall crypto market cap. Okay, it was just this morning, just earlier today, 3.8 trillion. You can see this insane wick up to 4.05. Okay, that's one of the biggest wicks if we're looking back here over the past month. If we look even over the past year, well, it's hard to tell over the year, but if we look over the past month, it's an insane wick all at once. Is it the high? No, it was 4.2 not too long ago. Will we be back there pretty soon? Potentially, right? If we look at the regular fear and greed, it's at 46. Oddly enough, even with this news and this market action, it's still not even bullish, which is another good sign. The altcoin season index, this is a big one, it's up to 49 now. Okay, and the main reason, Bitcoin dominance is continuing to go down. It's now at 57.5%, so it's hit below 58. We definitely want to see that. ETH is now up to 14.5%, others at 28%. Okay, so again, ETH doing extremely well. One funny thing we pointed out, pissed off a lot of you guys when we talk about ETC and stuff, is what tends to happen when ETH pumps. Okay, people, newbies coming in, retail potentially coming in. What do they see? Right? They go into their Coinbase, they go into the Kraken, they go into the Robinhood, click Ethereum, they see the price of Ethereum. Man, Ethereum's freaking almost $5,000. This other alternative called Ethereum Classic, 20-something bucks. Or at the time, earlier today, around $20. Okay, pumped 17.6% today. Okay, why? Did they have any big catalyst, any big news? No, just on the name alone. To me, this is a indicator for retail potentially. Okay, another one, again, zero reason to pump. ETHW, again, same thing, even on a smaller scale. This thing is $2, right? This is one that even for us in the US is available on Kraken, right? So anybody goes on, looks up Ethereum on Kraken, it's there. People out of the US, in Asia, other countries, same thing. You have newbies in those countries as well. Guess what? They look it up, same kind of deal. Okay, because what news did ETHW have today? None, right? It's literally on the name. Does that mean that that's the only reason it's ever going to pump? No, but that's typically a big catalyst. Okay, so just again, things to look at. We want to look at these indicators. It's just giving us that data. Again, we're looking for confluence. We're looking for things to kind of repeat. Are they repeating? In my opinion, yes. To me, this is a sign of retail, right? ETC is available like on Robinhood and a lot of these other things also. Okay. BNB, another big alt, new all-time highs, right? This is one that's not getting talked about a whole lot, and it is at all-time high levels. Currently 898, up 7% on the day. If we look at the all-time chart, look at how that chart looks, right? We are definitely peaking. We are up there. Again, this is ranked number 5. It is a huge market cap coin, and it is up there also, right? Giving us even more confirmation that it's not just BTC and ETH, right? BTC is underperforming if we compare it to the other alts, right? Especially the other alts in the top 10, all the major alts. They're all ahead, right? BTC is up 4%, ETH is up almost 15%, XRP 7.5%, BNB 7%, Solana over 200 bucks, 11%, even Doge 11%, Cardano 9%. Okay, we're seeing these major alts outperforming Bitcoin. Chainlink is another one that's been on fire. Okay, gaining a lot of traction because of what? That institutional interest, right? This being an institutional bull run. Those are the coins you want to really look at, especially on this initial phase, right? If we look at the 7-day again, it was 21 bucks not that long ago, 27 bucks. Go back further on the dip, the beginning of this month it was at $15. Okay, so just again, 3 weeks ago, it's almost doubled. These are the things we want to see, especially on major alts. Okay, so again, remember the timeline. That doesn't mean all the alts. It's typically what? It's the majors. Okay, it's Bitcoin first, then ETH, then we'll see things in the top 10, maybe things in the top 20, and then maybe it reverts back to Bitcoin, right? That's a big thing with Benjamin Cowan, how he's kind of predicting that that's likely to happen. Potentially for us to have a pullback in September also. Typically September's not a good month. The game changer specific to this cycle though is this potential rate cut, right? This can potentially offset that. Maybe we start out not so great in September and this kind of flips things around. And this is what kind of finishes things, right? So again, as far as timing of this thing, could be October, November, December, could go later. We don't know, right? The thing we do know is, especially with all of these alts, especially the smaller cap alts, it just can happen within the matter of weeks. Okay, so be ready for things, be ready for anything. But again, as we mentioned over and over, we keep looking for these signs, we keep looking at these metrics, and they kind of keep hitting. Okay, everything's going in that right direction. Things are in our favor, so just understand that. Again, the market is irrational. A lot of this shit is not going to make sense. Okay, like it doesn't make sense for Jerome Powell to be dovish. Did he get compromised? Did he get scared because of everything else going on in the background? We don't know, but what we do know is that he sounded dovish. It's pretty much locking in potential rate cuts here in about 3 weeks, and everything's going to plan. Okay, so again, be bullish in a bull market, guys. Like, you gotta accept it. Okay, it's just gonna happen. A lot of things aren't gonna make sense. Coins that have no reason to be pumping will pump. Great example, ETH freaking 30% today. Like, why? For what? This is the bull market. Okay, so trust me, this is a mistake I've made plenty of times, especially last cycle. Even throughout times in this bear market, you try to make sense of things, and a lot of times it just doesn't make sense, right? You just have to go with the flow. Look at where the big money's going. Look at where institutional money's going. Look at where they're pivoting things. Okay, even things like these ETF approvals potentially happening in October. Okay, when you have big names involved, big money involved, they tend to sway things even if it doesn't make sense. Even, for example, with the Bitcoin ETF, right? The main reason we all got so bullish is when Larry Fink got involved. Okay, he had a track record of something like, think only one denial ever out of like the 200 or something. So pretty much, even if it didn't make sense for it to get approved, because again, it had to get approved by freaking Gary Gensler, yet it did, right? Even though common sense was kind of telling you it's probably not going to happen. But again, big money wins, institutional money wins, they run this damn thing. Okay, and if they're going to want to have this to happen this quarter, then it's gonna happen, right? Even if everything else is going backwards, right? We've seen all these things going on with, like, auto loan delinquencies, bankruptcies, like everything's going in the wrong direction. Realistically, the market shouldn't be where it's at. But again, this is most likely gonna happen. They're gonna make their money, and those things all eventually are going to affect things, but it's gonna be after these guys get their money, have it banked on the side, tank the freaking market sometime in 2026 or 2027 when everything finally does take a full dump, and then they'll rebuy back in and repeat the damn process like it happens every time. These are those business cycles, those global liquidity cycles that people talk about that kind of coincide with the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin and the election cycle. This is what they're talking about. Okay, so I get the sentiment. I get people want to be bearish during this time just because of what's been happening, but again, open your eyes, look at the data, look at what's happening in front of you. Okay, so just again, don't listen to me. Let's take different reference points, look at different things, and just look at what's happening, guys. Follow the whales, follow the money. The trend is your friend, as they say. Okay, so just kind of keep those things in mind. That doesn't mean any of this stuff's going to happen. We don't know. Something, we can have more catastrophic news. We don't know, right? Or maybe we get bullish news. Maybe we get a resolution to the war that's going on. There's so many things that can happen, right? Both bullish and bearish, but just look at the grand scheme of things and look at what's happening. Okay? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think a lot of this is BS? Do you guys think it's all manipulation? Which I do. I mean, I've talked about it with you guys in the comments before. That just, I get your point. It doesn't make sense. It's pretty irrational, but it is what it is. We gotta follow the trends, right? But let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'm out.